New political frog here, smile. I know where this guy is coming from, and he's not a new political frog. This. I love this. Honest question. Mass shootings being considered 3+ or 4+ victims. Do gangland shootings not cover a lot of those shootings? My man said gangland shootings. Yeah, definitely coming from just an innocent question. This is... Where is gangland? Of course, part of that consideration factors, shootings that happen in lower income neighborhoods. That doesn't change it. That doesn't change the reality. Like, do you think that those people don't deserve like a life of dignity? I don't get it. Like, are they just like different people? What do you think? Like, should we classify it separately? I saw so many absolutely fucking unhinged quote retweets on my tweet about how the right was salivating to like pin this awful, inhumane action and another school shooting in America on all trans people. I said, over the past 5 years, 1,840 plus mass shootings have occurred in the U.S. 3 of those shooters have been trans. Guns are the number one killer of children 1 to 18, and the right are salivating over a school shooter being trans to deflect away from the main issue, ease of access to weapons. And a big chunk of the sentiment expressed here was that like these are people who are putting 17-year-old black men and the shootings that they engage in this conversation. Like, okay, are they not under 18? Is that not a factor into consideration? Like, should that not be considered? Do you think that that's not a real shooting? Like, what's happening? Do you think that that's just a normal part of existence that should not actually be factored in? Do you think that they're not American? What's going on here? And I think I do know what's going on here. Okay. It's just like, it's a weird way to like try and segregate mass shootings by race. Like, is that what you want to do? You're like, here in the United States of America, we have white mass shootings and then we have black mass shootings. Those are two entirely separate categories. It's like, well, they're American. They're American citizens, and we're all living in the same fucking space. No matter how much you try to think that your New Hampshire enclave that you live in is how the world should be, just all white. That's not how that works. Like, gang violence is still violence, and it's still conducted. If it's done with a gun, still gun violence. Now, having said that, okay? Another really funny way to break this down was from some academic, which I thought was really funny. And no, I'm not talking about DJ academics. Some fucking dude was like, actually, a lot of these are actually accidents. Or a lot of these are gun suicides. I'm like, oh, here, this is it. Great example of everything being wrong. There have been 20 mass shootings past 5 years. 3 shooters were trans. The number one killer of children is accident. You can't break out one variety. He said the number one killer of children is accident. What do you mean? These are not deliberate, stupid. These are also accidents as well, except for cancer, I guess. What do you mean? Are the motor vehicle crash deaths not accident? He literally said, guys, I don't really like the way that they broke down what the share of percentage of like most accidental deaths for children are, we should just lump them all in together. He's like, guys, I really don't like the way that this data broke down different types of accidents. So I think we should just say the number one child killer is actually death. Does this mean that like accidental deaths are okay? Does this mean that like accidental or deliberate deaths with a fucking gun when you have ease of access to weapons and you kill yourself with a gun? Do you think that that should be factored differently? Why do you want to factor it differently when the common denominator is still guns? The guns figure includes all children through 18 and reflects the crime surge, etc. Yeah, crime surge of children and guns. Guys, you don't understand. I'm an academic, and as a serious academic, I'm telling you that the number one child killer is oopsies. Okay? I don't think you understand this. This is, why is everybody booing me? I'm right. The number one killer is actually the top of the hour ad break, but fear not. You can avoid the top of the hour ad break. It's a big, bad, scary ad break coming to you. It's 3 minutes long. But fear not, you can avoid it by subscribing for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon account to your Twitch account, your Amazon Prime account. You can avoid them. You can also get gifted a sub. Accidents are number one. I guess gun deaths are okay then. Yeah. It's all accidents, but also crime is on the rise. Yeah. I don't think people understand, like, gun control is about not just like taking guns away from the people that you don't like. Okay? In Infinite Ryman and Sakura Gore, thank you for the 25. Infinite Ryman, thank you for the 10. Please New Coscore, thank you for the 10. What the fuck's going on? You guys are helping everybody avoid the accidents at the top of the hour. If we're going to go back to the accident thing, by the way, one of the funniest parts about this is that like motor vehicle crashes have gone down, right? Motor vehicle crash related deaths for children have gone down dramatically. Why? If there's one thing that's more accessible than a fucking gun, well, I guess technically cars are not more accessible than guns because like, it's more expensive, and also it's not protected by the Second Amendment, so you can't really like buy it. There's a lot of safety regulation revolving around it, like driver's license and whatnot. But again, part of the reason is because technology improves and makes cars safer. There's more regulation surrounding cars. You know what I mean? How you can make a car versus like, you know, all the things that you need to do to get a license, all this shit. So that makes motor vehicle crash accidents go down. But when there are no restrictions, and if anything, we are deregulating any kind of like pre-existing restrictions that we had on guns, gun deaths go up. It's that simple. So yeah, I think it's yet another instance where like people just genuinely misunderstand data, and they're not very smart, and they know that their audience is not very smart, so they don't have to be very smart, and can get away with making a shit argument. Because as long as there are what do you call it? As long as there are enough dumb people, your dumb argument could come across like it's actually intelligent, right? Which is kind of how this works, which sucks, but there's nothing you can do about it. On this handy graph for the discourse. Yeah, I mean, we saw this. Yeah, I know.